Every morning you open the medicine cabinet. Calcium for your bones, vitamin E for your heart, your daily multivitamin, maybe a B complex your doctor mentioned years ago at a routine checkup. You line them up, take them one by one, and close the cabinet. You have been doing this for 15 years. It is one of the small acts that says, I am paying attention. I am taking care of myself. Nobody told you the science changed. Nobody called to say the recommendation you received was built for a body at 45 and your body at 65 processes, stores, and eliminates these compounds differently. Fat-soluble vitamins that were neutral at 45 accumulate in tissue at 65. Minerals that were beneficial before menopause become unnecessary after it. Supplements that were safe when your kidneys were processing efficiently create a different calculation now that they are not. The US Preventive Services Task Force reviewed 84 studies. A British medical journal meta-analysis tracked 153,902 adults. The American Geriatrics Society updates its senior safety guidelines every single year. The science has been changing. The medicine cabinet has not. Here are 5 vitamins doctors are now warning women over 60 to stop taking, and 2 they should actually have instead. If this is the kind of research you want done for you every week, subscribing takes 2 seconds. Number 5. High-dose vitamin E. You probably started taking it because someone told you antioxidants protect the heart. That made sense. It still makes sense. Antioxidants do fight free radicals. The logic was sound. The problem is that the supplement form and the food form are not the same thing, and after 60 that difference matters in ways nobody mentioned when you first put it in your cabinet. The US Preventive Services Task Force reviewed the evidence and issued its strongest warning level against vitamin E supplementation. A meta-analysis of 182,788 individuals found vitamin E supplementation associated with increased cardiovascular mortality. The supplement sold to protect your heart was associated in research with harming it. Here is what changes specifically after 60. High-dose vitamin E acts as a blood thinner. If you are managing blood pressure, taking aspirin, or on any anticoagulant medication, and a significant percentage of women over 60 are, adding a supplemental blood thinner compounds that affect in ways neither your prescription label nor your supplement bottle discloses. 2 things working on the same system simultaneously without anyone coordinating the conversation. The brands selling 400 IU vitamin E, Nature Made, Solgar, Puritan's Pride, are selling doses the USPSTF has specifically warned against for the conditions printed on their own marketing materials. The label says heart health. The government body that reviewed the evidence says it does not support that claim at this dose for this age group. Almonds, sunflower seeds, olive oil, avocado. These deliver vitamin E with the absorption regulation that a capsule bypasses entirely. The nutrient is not the problem. The capsule is. Number 4. Calcium supplements. Your gynecologist mentioned it. The pharmacy shelf has an entire section dedicated to it. Caltrate, Citracol, OS-Cal. The recommendation felt airtight. Bone density declines after menopause. Calcium builds bones. Therefore, calcium supplements protect bones. You trusted it because it came from someone you trusted. That is not a failure. That is what trust looks like. A British medical journal meta-analysis published in May 2026 tracked 153,902 adults and found that calcium supplementation offers little to no clinically meaningful benefit for fracture prevention in generally healthy older adults. The authors directly recommended that clinicians reevaluate their general recommendations. Separately, research from the University of Auckland found calcium supplements may increase the risk of heart attack by 10 to 20% in some populations. Here is why. When calcium arrives as a supplement, a large dose all at once rather than gradually through food, your body cannot efficiently direct it without the cofactors that activate the transport proteins. Without magnesium, vitamin D3 and K2 present simultaneously. That calcium circulates without direction. It deposits in arteries. It contributes to kidney stones. The supplement you have been taking for your bones may have been building calcium in the wrong places all along. Caltrate 600+D is the most widely purchased bone health supplement in America. It contains calcium and vitamin D3. It contains no K2. the cofactor that activates the protein directing calcium to bone rather than artery walls. The product built specifically for postmenopausal bone protection is missing the ingredient that makes bone protection possible. That information is not on the front label. The front label says bone health. Weight-bearing exercise and strength training are the only interventions with consistent evidence for maintaining bone density after menopause. Dietary calcium from dairy, leafy greens, and sardines with bones is handled efficiently by the body's own absorption mechanisms in a way supplemental doses are not. If you still want to supplement after speaking with your physician, it must include magnesium, D3, and K2, MK7 simultaneously. Never calcium alone. Number 3. Beta-carotene supplements. It came from carrots and sweet potatoes. It was natural. The body converts only as much as it needs, or so the logic went. It supported immune function, eye health, healthy aging. The supplement version was simply a more convenient way to get what was already in vegetables. That was the story. It was convincing because most of it was true. The part that was not true, or more precisely the part nobody told you, is that the supplement form and the food form behave completely differently inside the body. The U.S. Preventive Services Task Force issued its strongest warning level against beta-carotene supplementation specifically. A systematic review and meta-analysis of 182,788 individuals found beta-carotene supplementation was consistently associated with increased cardiovascular mortality. Not theoretical risk. Documented association with the leading cause of death in women over 60. Here's what changes specifically after 60. Cardiovascular risk increases with age. A supplement with evidence of increased cardiovascular mortality carries a more significant risk profile at 65 than it did at 45, not because the supplement changed, but because your baseline risk did. The risk that was theoretical at 45 is a more meaningful conversation at 65. Many antioxidant combination supplements, Nature's Way Antioxidant Formula, Solgar Advanced Antioxidant Formula, contain beta-carotene as a primary ingredient marketed for immune support and healthy aging. The USPSTF recommendation applies directly to these products. The marketing and the government's position on the evidence are in direct conflict. The sweet potato is not the problem. The body self-regulates conversion from food. It cannot self-regulate a capsule. Beta-carotene from carrots, dark leafy greens, and butternut squash delivers the nutrient the way the body was designed to receive it. The capsule does not. Number 2. High-dose biotin. The gummies are everywhere. The bottles promise thicker hair and stronger nails. The milligram counts are staggering. 5,000, 10,000, even 20,000 micrograms. After menopause, when hair begins thinning, the supplement aisle and the beauty industry agreed on an answer. You trusted it because the promise was specific and the need was real. The FDA issued a formal safety communication, not a recommendation. A warning that high-dose biotin supplementation interferes with laboratory diagnostic test results. It produces falsely low troponin readings. Troponin is the cardiac marker used to diagnose heart attacks. A woman in the early stages of a cardiac event may receive a falsely normal troponin result because the biotin in her system is interfering with the test. She could be sent home from an emergency room. The FDA also found biotin produces falsely abnormal thyroid test results, leading in some cases to unnecessary thyroid medication prescriptions. The daily requirement for biotin is 30 micrograms, Nature's Bounty. Extra strength biotin, 10,000 micrograms. Natral biotin, 10,000 micrograms. Sports research biotin, 10,000 micrograms. These are the most purchased biotin supplements in America. Each delivers 333 times the daily requirement. The FDA warning applies to every one of them. None of their labels mention it. The hair thinning you are trying to address is almost certainly hormonal or nutritional. Low protein intake, iron deficiency, thyroid dysfunction. Not biotin deficiency. Biotin deficiency is rare. The supplement being taken for a problem it cannot solve is simultaneously interfering with the tests that could identify what is actually causing the problem. Stop biotin supplements at minimum 1 week before any blood work. The FDA specifically recommends this. Then get tested for the actual causes. Address what the test finds. Number 1. The daily multivitamin. This one is the hardest entry on this list, not because the science is complicated, because the trust runs deepest. You started taking it because someone you trusted said it was good insurance. Even if you eat well, you might be missing something. The multivitamin fills the gaps. Your doctor mentioned it once 15 years ago, and you never questioned it because why would you? It felt responsible. It felt like exactly the kind of small daily act a health-conscious woman does. The US Preventive Services Task Force reviewed 84 studies involving hundreds of thousands of participants and concluded there is no evidence of beneficial effect on cardiovascular disease, cancer, cognitive decline, or all-cause mortality from multivitamin supplementation in generally healthy adults. Johns Hopkins researchers reviewing the same body of evidence published an editorial in the Annals of Internal Medicine. The title was not a recommendation. It was a verdict. Enough is enough. Stop wasting money on vitamin and mineral supplements. But here is what makes the multivitamin the most important entry on this list. It is not just failing to help. For women over 60, it may be actively compounding the problems you just heard about. Most multivitamins marketed to women over 50 contain iron, a mineral you are no longer depleting through menstruation and are more likely accumulating. They contain preformed vitamin A at doses research links to reduced bone density, the opposite of what you are trying to achieve. And they contain folic acid rather than methylfolate, a synthetic form that an estimated 40 to 60% of women cannot efficiently convert, leading to accumulation linked to immune dysfunction. Centrum Silver Women. 50 plus is the #1 doctor-recommended multivitamin in America. Pick up the bottle. Read past the front label. In small print on the back, it says, long-term intake of high levels of vitamin A may increase the risk of osteoporosis in adults. Centrum put that warning there. The front of the bottle markets bone support. The back of the same bottle warns against a bone risk the formula creates. You have been opening this bottle every morning for years because someone you trusted told you it was good for you. The government body that reviewed 84 studies cannot confirm it helps with anything it is sold to prevent, and the brand's own label contains the warning you were never shown. The medicine cabinet has not been updated. Now it has. 2 supplements that actually have evidence for women over 60. After 60, the supplement strategy is not about filling every gap with a pill. It is about identifying the specific deficiencies that are real, confirmed by blood testing, and addressing them with the right molecular form. Everything else is either unnecessary or actively working against the outcomes it promises. Number 2, Magnesium Glycinate. You have probably never heard a doctor specifically recommend this. That gap in the conversation is part of the problem. Magnesium deficiency affects an estimated 48% of Americans. After 60, the kidneys excrete more magnesium, and dietary intake typically decreases. The deficiency is real and common. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic processes, including blood pressure regulation, blood sugar control, muscle function, nerve function, and sleep quality. The symptoms most commonly attributed to aging after 60, poor sleep, muscle cramps, anxiety, fatigue, and constipation are frequently symptoms of magnesium deficiency that nobody connected to a mineral. The form matters enormously. Magnesium oxide, the form in most pharmacy multivitamins and standalone magnesium supplements, has a documented absorption rate of approximately 4%. Most of what is in the tablet passes through the digestive system without entering the bloodstream. Magnesium glycinate is the form that absorbs efficiently, crosses the blood-brain barrier, and activates GABA receptors, the brain's primary calming mechanism. Pure encapsulations, magnesium glycinate, and doctor's best, high absorption. Magnesium glycinate both carry consumer lab approval. No fillers, no unnecessary additives. 200 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium in glycinate form, taken 30 to 60 minutes before bed. No dependency, no morning grogginess, no prescription required. The sleep that keeps breaking at 3 a.m. The muscle cramps. The anxiety that arrived after 60 and never quite left. These are not inevitable features of aging. They are frequently signs of a deficiency that costs less than $30 a month to address with the right form. Number 1. Vitamin D3 with K2 as MK7. Vitamin D deficiency, genuinely, affects an estimated 35% of adults over 60, particularly those with limited sun exposure. Unlike calcium supplementation, which the BMJ meta-analysis found provides little meaningful benefit in generally healthy older adults, vitamin D supplementation in confirmed deficiency has documented benefit. The distinction matters. Supplementing a real deficiency is different from supplementing to prevent a condition you do not have, but the form is everything. D3, cholecalciferol, not D2, which is still found in some pharmacy brands and raises blood vitamin D levels significantly less effectively. And K2 in the MK7 form specifically. Without K2, the calcium that D3 pulls into the bloodstream has no direction system. It circulates. It deposits in arteries rather than bone. This is not theoretical. It is the mechanism behind the cardiovascular risk the calcium entry covered. D3 without K2 is mobilizing calcium without telling it where to go. Thorne vitamin D plus K2 is NSF, certified for sport, the most rigorous third-party testing standard available. 1,000 international units of D3 with 200 micrograms of K2 as MK7. The appropriate dose for general maintenance without confirmed deficiency. No blood test required before starting at this dose. Sports research, vegan D3 plus K2 with organic avocado oil, a fat-soluble delivery base that meaningfully improves absorption, is now available at Costco nationwide. Both pass every test this channel applies. Get your vitamin D levels tested before supplementing at higher doses. Deficiency is real and worth treating. But dose matters. Consumer Lab found 2 popular vitamin D products containing up to twice their labeled amount. The right supplement at the right dose with the right cofactor is the difference between the calcium going to your bones or your arteries. 5 vitamins. 1 pattern. The recommendations were built for a body that no longer exists at 60. The calcium that was neutral at 45 may be depositing in arteries at 65. The vitamin E marketed for heart health has a government warning against it. The daily multivitamin contains iron you are accumulating, not depleting, and a bone health warning on its own label. The Biotin you took for your hair has been interfering with the cardiac test that could catch the thing that would actually harm you. And the beta-carotene in your antioxidant formula is associated in research with the cardiovascular outcome it promised to prevent. The medicine cabinet is not the problem. The information it was stocked with is. 2 supplements have genuine evidence for women over 60. Both require the right molecular form. Magnesium glycinate, not oxide. Vitamin D3 with vitamin K2, MK7, not vitamin D3 alone. Both confirmed by independent testing. Both addressing deficiencies that are genuinely common after 60. The morning routine you built around your health deserves to be built on evidence that is current, not on recommendations that were made for someone 15 years younger and never updated. Subscribe. Because this channel does that work every week, and next week we are applying the same investigation to the supplements being sold specifically for menopause symptoms. What the research actually shows about the most heavily marketed category in women's health will make this video look like an introduction.